Hello there. Welcome back to Jordan Lee Tarot. I have three decks today: the True Love Oracle, the Light Seers Tarot, and the Yogic Path. So, we're going to start with the Yogic Path. It has very specific messaging. We're going to start with that. Now, this may or may not actually turn into a love reading. I'm going to allow for whatever happens to happen. I am going to announce, just because I'm a proud fur mom, that Oscar's 11th birthday is today. He is playing with a new toy, was chewing on his birthday bone, and he's very happy. So, just sharing that with you. Just sharing that little personal piece of information on this corner of the internet, because I think our pets they're just really special beings that agree to be with us on this journey, and their love is so pure and so divine that I think it's special, and I think it should be celebrated. So we're going to tap in. I'm going to close my eyes. All right, what do we need to hear for this reading today? The day of Oscar's birth. What is the message? All right. Tapas? And Oja. I love that visual so much. I think we're actually going to start with that. No, we're going to start with that because I opened right up to it. Okay. You've gotten where you are because of your discipline, tapas, and this will continue to take you where you need to go. While discipline sounds like a heavy word, it is really just committing to becoming the highest version of yourself. This is the collective that wants that for themselves. I'm feeling that again. I think that's really who I've been speaking to with all of these readings, because it is a very specific path, and it can feel very confounding because you're typically learning lessons that are a little bit more nuanced, and you kind of learned some of the bigger, broader scope lessons, and now you're honing down to a more specific skill. So I think that's really where we're at. And messages need to come in for this collective, because the mainstream messages, they're kind of repeated messages over and over and over again. This channel is intended to be something a little bit more specific, but therefore may not resonate with as many people. It just depends. The next evolvement will require refinement of your inner strength. You are undergoing a deep transformation, stepping outside of your comfort zone, gaining strength, moving through fear. Now is the time to ask yourself the important questions. What practices have I committed to? What practices do I still need to commit to? Is my daily routine serving me? How can I improve it? Where do I need to set up boundaries in my life to further align with my truth? And am I showing up for myself the way I would for a friend or for my child? Beautiful, beautiful messages. I'm going to jump right into Ojas, page 45. Subtle essence of health and well-being, peaceful and patient. One look is all it takes to see how much Ojas someone has. Have people been coming up to you, telling you how healthy, rested, and happy you look? This is Ojas. Ojas is the subtle essence related to health and well-being with which you are filled. Your radiant good health with glowing skin and peaceful demeanor and a patient essence. Your deity and lifestyle choices are showing up in your appearance, and your inner state is reflecting in your outer. Continue caring for your sacred vessel, nourishing your body with foods and practices that make you thrive. So I really think these are messages of encouragement, saying you're already doing these things. You have had discipline, and that has served you well. Maybe that means a great workout routine, a great routine for your nourishment. You have been eating organic fruits and vegetables, but you've been eating them in alignment with your metabolic disposition. There are many reasons why eating, quote, just healthy foods might not be serving you. So it sounds like you already have a handle on those things. And I think this is just saying, keep up the good work. You've had discipline, you're taking care of yourself, and it shows. It truly shows. This is beautiful. Okay, So let's step into tarot. Let's see what this Light Seers deck wants to communicate. Okay. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Knight of Swords. Someone's rushing forward, full of hope. For a Two of Cups. So to me, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Two of Cups is one of the most romantic cards in the deck initially. Obviously, you want to build to that 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. But again, this is that initial coming together of something that is truly divine. And so it sounds like, you're on your way there. This could be you running towards your divine partner with hope, or it could be a divine partner running towards you with hope. It just depends on which side of the situation you're on. Are you masculine energy or feminine energy in the situation? Understanding that the masculine energy is the chaser, the person who puts forth the action, the effort, and then the feminine is the receiver of that. And as the receiver, you get to choose what you allow in, what you say yes to, what you say no to, what you say, hold on, I need to check this out a little further. That's that energy. But this feels like something beautiful coming together. So it's really nice that this is actually a love reading, that I picked the Love Tarot. And I finally feel like it is time to make this a love reading. I was just waiting for Spirit to give me the cues on that because I did not want to move prematurely. Divine timing is definitely something in my particular life with my intuitive gifts, with the timing of even coming into the public eye with this channel, all very guided. I had mentioned it before, I tried numerous times. And some people could say that you just needed to do more work on yourself, you needed to heal more. I think that message is very, very frustrating for people who are putting in the work. So I'm going to offer a slightly different perspective on this, that there are certain timing alignment points that you just have to get to. You might be holding strong, potent energy. I mean, it sounds here like you've been putting in the work. You've been doing all of the things. This is someone who has a good workout routine, who gets up in the morning, who goes for a walk, who goes for a jog, who's eating healthy, you're already doing it. So it's not a matter of, oh, you have to get into alignment. You've been in alignment, baby doll. You've been there. So it's now time, because you might have been at this for 2 months. You might have been at this for 2 years. I don't know your story, but it is coming to fruition. Finally, finally, finally. Again, I feel the energy of this, like, finally, there's just this frustration. There's a happiness, but there's a frustration of like, what took you so long? Why did this need to take so long? Because if you're doing the work, you're putting it in, all these manifestation techniques talk about like, oh, and then it'll come into alignment for you. What they don't tell you is it might take 2 years for it to come into alignment for you. And so you don't look at coming into alignment as the goal. You are just doing things that light yourself up, that you're called to do, that feel good. And as a result of that, you're glowing, you're happy, you're living your best life, and you're going to come into that alignment, and you're going to be able to stay in that alignment because you're not doing it for an end result. Because again, I can't stress to you how much you cannot push forward divine timing. Some people say that, it's just a matter of things getting into alignment. And maybe that's true, but you are in alignment, but the other person is not yet there. And so you're kind of sitting there ready and waiting. And again, not that you're waiting on anybody, but you're waiting in that energy of like, okay, what comes next? What comes next? I'm ready. I'm 30, flirty, and thriving. That movie 13 going on 30. It's like one of my favorites. I think it's so sweet. So that idea of being there, you're like, I am in this like sexy person energy. Again, I say that because it could be a man, it could be a woman. It doesn't really matter. It's just that you're looking good. You're taking care of yourself, and it shows. And people are getting impatient because you're like, this is all great, but I want my partner. I want my person. Totally get it. Totally get it. All right, Three of Wands, and I'm going to clarify. Oops. Three of Wands, clarified, please. So you've been trying to look to the future with clarity. You've been trying to decipher it. And I would actually flip the placement of these. You have been trying to remain in a very logical, positive headspace that allows for you to look forward, not have anything set, planned other than like what you're doing, right? I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep going forward in that direction. And I think that's good. That's where you should be. So these cards are supporting that. Womp at the bottom. So that could be a nod to pain from the past. Don't feel called to pull it out, but it was an acknowledgement. Three of Swords is like the heartbreak card, you know, and maybe you've been in heartbreak, you've healed from heartbreak. Very important that you learn how to heal fully from heartbreak and come into that unstruck anahata heart chakra energy. Very, very powerful. Not a technique that a lot of people know how to truly heal from heartbreak. Coming from someone who has healed from numerous heartbreaks, it's become a faster alchemical process. Not that I wanted to have to go through that many times, but I really have. I've released a lot of people that I have truly loved and cared about because they weren't coming with me on the next leg of the journey. Eight of Wands. Something is coming in hot. And I say that because there's actual fire at the end of those wands. Coming in hot. Coming in hot. All right, clarify the Eight of Wands for me. This could be someone that you know from your past, or it could just be a deep fulfilling of wishes that you've had since you were little. Like, who doesn't daydream? Obviously, your idea of what, the person comes riding in and we ride off into the sunset together. And that's something that everybody wants. So this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. I want to clarify with the True Love Oracle deck and just really come into a deeper understanding, more specifically with the love message. What do we need to know here? This is a really beautiful and I think complete message. Serendipity. I'm going to pull just one more from this deck. Soulmate. This is lovely. This is just lovely. I can't get over it. I'm going to read both messages and I think we're going to wrap up because this is so complete. This is so complete. Trust that your journey is unfolding naturally and gracefully. Mother bleeper. 7 years later, you're like, finally. How often have you wondered, when? Uncertainty and waiting for your dreams to come true can be very frustrating. You're telling me. Most of the time, we want what we want and we want it now. Yet we often look back on our lives and are able to appreciate the divine timing and the serendipity that took place. Timing is the key element of life. Whether you are longing to meet your beloved or craving a renewal of your current connection, it's often difficult and impossible to understand why your needs remain unfulfilled at a certain time. You might even doubt yourself or become disappointed with the universe. This I feel called out, okay? Developing your ability to trust in the greater forces that nature will guide you and empower the skills that you do have. Make sure that you're genuinely committed to having, doing, or being whatever you have asked for. So if you want that higher soulmate on that higher timeline, you need to be that higher soulmate as well. Sometimes the universe will protect you from your own naivete so that you will have more time to think things through. Next, make sure that you've done all you can from an earthly human perspective to help make your dreams a reality. And if you're procrastinating, how can you expect the universe to deliver? Once all is taken care of, it's time to now lean into trust that divine timing and serendipity take over and be prepared to listen and act upon your intuition. When you feel the urge to follow something up or have the sense of knowing, go with it. Discover where it leads. There are many steps on the path of your highest good, so be prepared for small miracles along the way rather than a big puff of smoke and a total change. So this could be a slow smolder. I don't think in this case it does seem like it's a little bit more of an immediate change. Sorry, I need to stretch my legs. My feet are falling asleep. All right, soulmates. Being wholly and fully yourself is the only way to attract a true soulmate relationship. A soulmate relationship will contain everything you want and everything you need. You will experience a beautiful sense of connectedness and mute, 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 mute. Neutrality? I don't even think that's a word, yo. Anyway. Okay. You might even feel like you've known them before. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? So, how do you attract this kind of relationship? How can you be sure that your current partner is your soulmate? The most directive and effective way to attract your soulmate is to just be yourself. Yes, really, it's that simple. When you let go of any preferences, behaviors, and attitudes that aren't your truth of personal vibration, automatically shifts and you become a beacon of the kind of mate you long to spend your life with. Communicate your realizations as best you can. Give your partner credit for trying to understand if you're already in a partnership. Make your changes at a pace that allow you to both reasonably amount that allows you both a reasonable amount of time to embrace your new way of being. So this is talking about like if you're in a partnership that you're making those changes slowly, carefully, and coming into that higher timeline. Because again, we might be talking about people who are already together, but they're deepening and they're growing together on that path to come into that higher timeline. So you might change a little bit along the way, and that's okay too. I think it's beautiful that there are people out there that get married right out of high school, have babies, and they are with them for their whole life. But you know how many times they have to change and shift within that, 40, 50 years that they're married? So many changes have to happen. They might become totally different people over and over again. And that's what this is saying, that soulmate, you can change and shift that soulmate relationship with somebody because you're growing as individuals. And as long as you're growing, not at the same exact rate, but growing together, you're going to get there. And it's a beautiful thing. So obviously, if you're not with somebody, you're coming into alignment with someone who's at your similar pace or similar time structure in their growth process. And, then you guys can move forward because when there's incongruence in energy, it really does affect how a couple can move forward. And there were many people that I have had to step back from because they were not making those healthy choices. If you look at it as, is this person making choices that are healthy or unhealthy? And if someone is continually making unhealthy choices or they're moving at such a slow pace that you're leaping and bounding ahead, the gap is going to get bigger and it's going to be felt more. So only you can decide how much of a gap you feel is appropriate. But I think there is a sense of divine timing to this because you'll find that if one partner that's in a long-term relationship takes a leap, another partner will end up having their life take a leap as well if they're going to stay together and if they make those choices together. So the suggested approach to just be yourself can sound so simple to the ego or monkey mind, so beware of its tendency to complicate your thinking. But being wholly, fully, and unashamedly yourself is the only way to attract and maintain a true soulmate relationship. If it takes a little longer to attract your true soulmate, rest assured this time is well spent. And if your current relationship ends as a result of your truth, then you have created the opportunity in your life for a relationship that you've always desired. Both situations require commitment, courage, and a willingness to be honest with yourself. I don't see that in this collective. I think this is a collective of people that are coming back together after maybe being apart, or a partnership that really is changing form in such a large way that it will be a completely new relationship, that you get to learn each other all over again. Because now, stepping into this new timeline, hi, I'm Bob, but now I'm Bob squared. And so, you have to rediscover who Bob is, right? And that's a fun process too. So I'm going to leave this here. I think this is a complete reading. I think it's so beautiful. This is coming in, and it's because of your discipline, your clarity of thinking, and just your willingness to be logical and continue to move ahead and grow, that will allow that partner to come in and meet you. And they are coming. So, again, or you are getting ready to run towards your partner, whichever dynamic it is. I bless you. And until next time, have a beautiful day.